The frighteningly funny musical Little Shop of Horrors is on stage this summer at the Guthrie Theater. And if you've seen the 1980s cult classic, you know it's full of laughs, drama, and lots of great music.
And we're excited to welcome two of the show's leads, China Bricky and Will Rowland here. Good afternoon. Thanks for coming to CCO.
Thanks for having us.
Good to see you guys. I saw the show. It's really a lot of fun. Very well done. I saw it last week. And for those who haven't seen it, tell us a little bit about Little Shop of Horrors and what the plot is.
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like you should start.
Okay,
This is the start right here.
Yeah, the Little Shop is it is a story of it centers around a florist named Seymour, who I play. He works with his coworker and work crush Audrey at Mushnick Skid Row Florists, and the florist is they've sort of fallen on hard times. Things are not going well, and right as the shop is about to close down, Seymour discovers this strange and interesting plant that starts to really drive interest in the shop. Things start going really well for them. And then eventually the plant asks Seymour to feed him blood, which he does.
It's a carnivorous plant.
It's a man-eating plant. And he starts feeding it people. And things get out of hand, as you might expect.
Now, China, we've seen you in many productions across the Twin Cities, but what makes this show special?
Oh, my goodness. It's so much fun. I was thinking a lot about it today, is that I've not been in a musical at the Guthrie before, and the summer musical is a very big deal. But I think specifically this show is very modern, even though it's been 40 years or so since it came out. The music is very rock and roll and fun. It's a comedy, but it's still really cool that it's got that element of like Greek tragedy to it still, that there's, the stakes are very, very high. But for me, this is, it's just been so much fun to sing and make music with my friends.
And your family.
And my family.
Yes,
absolutely. My brother has come to stay with me here in the Twin Cities to also be in the show.
It's so cool.
Super, super silly. We actually have never worked together professionally before. But
is it just like it was growing up, or are there new dynamics now? I feel like old dynamics die hard.
I think with siblings it kind of stays in that same area. But yeah, the last show that we did together was in high school, and it was Little Shop of Horrors.
Whoa.
And so we're having kind of a full circle moment here. It's a lot of fun.
Will, some people may actually recognize Will from a very special show called Billions on TV.
Little show called
It's great to be here with the CBS family again.
We agree. But I mean, there's got to be huge differences between stage performance and TV and film. So what do you experience differently on stage versus in a studio or a soundstage?
Well, I love being on stage. I think that my sort of natural demeanor is much more calibrated to the stage than it is working on camera. But I mean, when you're making a TV show, it's like just moving your eyes is a lot to tell a story. And the Guthrie is 1,100 seats, and many of the people cannot see your eyes at any given moment. And so it just I think the bones of the performance are the same, but it just sort of expands in a huge way. I mean, it's a very physical couple hours.
Must be
for
exhausting,
us.
Yeah,
it is.
It's okay to say.
Yeah.
Mike, you wanted to ask about one of the themes of the show, because you actually have seen it.
So the themes you mentioned can get kind of dark, even though it's done in a funny way. But one of the themes is, what would you feed the plant for? Meaning, like, what would you sell your soul for, or what would you compromise your morals for, at least? So I wonder, as actors trying to make it in a very tough business, have anything you'd be willing to sell your soul for?
Incredible question.
Every day, we're given this option. What would you do?
Yeah.
I live in Brooklyn. I live in Park Slope, and I don't think I would feed a whole person to a plant to get a townhouse, but like I might let it take a hand or a finger of mine.
Maybe
a full limb.
Seems fair. China?
I feel like my answer is kind of boring. I think it would be the same kind of thing, like family and friends, safety, security. I'm like, but also it's hard to make that decision when you know how the play ends.
Yeah.
That's true.
I do.
Just have to see it.
I live in the middle of the country. I'd give an arm for a beach, like constant access to a beach that wasn't on a lake.
Well,
no winter? That sounds nice.
No, but no blood, no winter too. No blood will be spilled in this show. But if you do want to see Little Shop at the Guthrie, it's going on through August 18th. Tickets start at $39, and you'll find more information at GuthrieTheater.org.